So, thank you all for watching, and here's to 2023. Please be a relaxing year.
Did it end up being relaxing, or was it the hardest year yet? Hello everyone! How is this year already over? Should I be scared that all our time is fading faster with each passing year? Anyway, welcome to my yearly podcast-ish where we discuss the things that went down this year. Last year, it was mostly life-changing negative stuff, and this year I am proud to say it was mostly life-changing positive stuff. So before we begin, I will say this. Even though this was the most incredible year yet, it was also the year where I dropped my channel as my top priority. The reason I've done this will be explained throughout the video, but just know that I have not forgotten about you guys. Now, without further ado, let's talk about 2023, the greatest year of my entire life. Starting with January. This is when I filmed my first big film, Burning Future. Me and Spiff shot the film together, and I would say it went pretty well for our first film. And that's it. Nothing happens in January as per usual. Moving on to February, and it's the same deal. I just spent the month working on Burning Future and my Southwest US vlog. Snowmageddon was fun, I guess, but it was also forgettable. Every day is becoming a blur, oh god. Now it's March! Things are happening again. This month, I posted my Southwest US vlog, but I did things a little differently. Instead of posting the vlog in a movie form, I instead posted 9 different parts of it, one on each day. It's a similar uploading style to Ryan Trahad's Penny series, which I absolutely adored, which led to this vlog being my favorite vlog I've ever posted on this channel. Also, while I posted this vlog, I was also in New York City, and this was my first vacation that kinda broke me. Let me explain. The trip was great, I loved it, but there were just a few things that messed with the enjoyability aspect of things. First is that we went during spring break instead of the usual summer break, meaning that the moment I left school, it was straight to the airport. And I don't know about you, but I need time to decompress from the overly stressful test-filled week. Also, since we technically went during winter time, it was cold. So cold, in fact, that it snowed a few days. And also, my allergies were through the roof, and the physical pain kinda made me want to die. So yeah, what could make this more challenging, you ask? Overstimulation. We walk out of our hotel and it's raining freezing rain. There's cars everywhere, tons of honking and sirens everywhere. You look up and the towers feel endless. Your family runs ahead of you and you try to follow. All of this just to go to a bar that doesn't even mean a thing to you. It was tough. And yeah, New York is absolutely an adult city. I found it a harder time to find stuff I like in New York than Las Vegas. And that's Las Vegas. And also, I'm the youngest sibling in this side of my family, so even if I did find something I wanted to do, I was usually outvoted since everyone else in my family were adults. I never felt more distant from that side of my family because it just felt like I didn't understand them. They were all in college, they all had jobs, and I was just sitting there, feeling like I didn't matter. And I know that's not what they were trying to do, and I absolutely don't want to blame them for my stupid mental quirks. But I want to say that I learned that going to a city such as New York may not be a vacation in my overstimulated brain. I love this trip, and I love my family, but I just thought I should share why this trip was kinda tough for me. Anyways, sorry for dragging this section on. I just have one more thing to mention. During the trip, a content creator I love named SMG4 was doing their It's Gotta Be Perfect event, and that was freaking awesome. I loved how they did a Fortnite-style event timer to lead up to a video release, and the actual It's Gotta Be Perfect movie was so amazing, and it really spoke to me as a fellow content creator. I think you can tell that this inspired a lot of Vlog Announcement 2023, but that's for later. Moving on, this also started the phase of the year where it felt like all of my favorite content creators were going beyond what I thought possible. Little did I know that I would do the exact same thing. Anyway, on to April. I started work on Vlog Announcement 2023, my first scripted vlog announcement. Yep, I've been doing this series since 2018 and I didn't script it at all until the 5th installment. Anyway, I technically wrote and filmed it in March, but I edited the bulk of it in April, and the March section was getting far too long, so I crammed it here. Anyway, since I worked on this around the same time as It's Gotta Be Perfect, I think if you watch them side by side, you'll realize how similar they are. I also watched the Mario movie this month, and it was a banger. Alright, let's move on to May. May was a fun month, as per usual. The school year was wrapping up, and I finished one of my favorite videos I've ever uploaded to this channel, the aforementioned Vlog Announcement 2023. This turned out so well, and even though YouTube hates my vlog announcement series, I still plan to continue it, and if you see it in your feed, please give it a watch. It's seriously some of my best work on this channel. Anyway, me and my friends also began the first annual Summerfest event, which I thought went pretty well. Will we do it again? Who knows? Woo! Oh yeah, and the last episode of Magical Odyssey I posted was now a year old. Oh god. Let's move to June. Oh, June. June was so good. Not only did I post my New York vlog, which I liked, but I also posted it while I was at Disney World. Heck yeah, this trip was good. Not only did I have a few weeks to mentally prepare, but I'm also familiar with Disney parks, so it wasn't stressful whatsoever. Anyway, let's get to July. July was quite eventful. First, we went to Austin so my brother could see his new home campus, and I discovered how much I absolutely adore Austin. It's literally everything I like about New York without everything I dislike about New York. Gold star for that, Austin. Anyway, I also began work on my second big film, Invisible. Me and my brother were coming up with concepts in our hotel room when I said, what if you could be invisible? And I would elaborate, but I don't want to spoil it for you guys. If you want a release date, I would say sometime before January 21st, since that's the UIL due date. Wish me luck, guys. Moving on, I also made a huge film-related life discovery this month, and it was in the most goofy way possible. I was on a call with my friend GCat when I told him this. Hey man, give me 3 things and I'll write a story about it.
Okay. Do ice cube, balloon, and magnet.
Okay. And then I proceeded to make this entire in-depth story with character arcs and everything on the spot about an ice cube escaping a refrigerator to avoid the evil magnets. I did not know I was this creative. After I was done, GCat's mind was blown, and he told me that I was, like, really good at this whole coming up with stories thing. And that moment clicked for me as I discovered that the thing I enjoy most in not just the film industry, but in the creative arts as a whole, it was writing. After this discovery, I just mentally celebrated as I finally discovered what that excitement feeling was whenever I made a film, or when I made Magical Odyssey, or any of my productions. It was this, the writing. Deciding what's gonna happen, writing characters, writing dialogue. That was what I loved. The moment I discovered this, I immediately told my brother, who was way into film, and he gave me a side field book on screenwriting. A book that I still haven't finished yet because I'm a really slow reader. But still, this was huge for me. And I look forward to being able to write my next film now more than ever. Anyway, sorry for the overly long section once again. Let's move on. In August, I uploaded my Magical Odyssey retrospective and my End of Summerfest video. Let's start with my Magical Odyssey retrospective, as there isn't really much to say. I sum up all my points pretty well in that video, but I just want to say that I am really sorry that I've been unable to continue the series, but just take it from me, I want to finish what I started just as much as you guys want me to. But the only thing that's worse than ending it here is making the end of the series without the passionate force that made the first 5 episodes so special. So, just know that, like, I'm trying, guys. Anyways, I also made the End of Summerfest video, which was a follow-up to my Yule log that gained very positive reception. And how does this one do? I actually have no clue because the algorithm didn't recommend it to anybody. Oof. Anyway, the most important part of this month for me was going back to school. As a junior. I stepped into junior year with a completely different approach than most years. I usually dreaded that first day when you would return to school, but for some reason this time I was excited? I don't know. I guess cabin fever was getting to me and I needed to leave my house, but yeah, I went into school with a very positive approach, and that made my first days of school really good, actually. My social confidence was better, I performed better with it being productive, and I overall just liked school. For a bit. Eventually, though, as with most things, it ended up getting harder and more stressful, but I still enjoy school far more than I did last year. But I would still prefer to stay home though. One more thing I would like to mention is that this show I watched called Murder Drones dropped its 6th episode this month, which made me go from, this show is pretty sick, to, this is my favorite show, how did that happen? I was also getting into a show called Hell of a Boss in July, and I watched the Lackadaisy pilot in September. Clearly, indie animation was where it was at, because this is when I really started adoring it. I had followed an indie studio called Glitch Productions since 2016, back when they were called Glitchy Boy. But this time period is when it truly became something amazing, and I was all for it. Anywho, jumping to September, and nothing happened. Yeah, this month was kind of boring. I guess all I can say is that I finished the screenplay and storyboard for Invisible, and I fetched my actors, this time from the theater department instead of the film department. Add a film crew to this group, and suddenly you've got an excellent crew ready for this film. How did it go? You'll find out soon enough. On to October, where I reached 400 subs. Let's go! Yeah, for some reason, at this point, my channel was getting a lot more views and subs than normal. I have no clue why, but hey, I'm not complaining. It was also at this point where we did a demo shoot for Invisible. This was also the moment I discovered that while I love writing and editing films, I absolutely hate the production stage. It is actually the worst. Anyway, Halloween also happened. We barely celebrated it. What I did celebrate, though, was the release of the pilot for The Amazing Digital Circus, which dropped this month. And I was there for the premiere. I was there before it blew up, and it totally deserves all the attention it has. As I'm writing this, Digital Circus passed 200 million views, and that is just magical. The team put so much effort into it, and I cannot name any other YouTube videos that deserve as much attention as this one got. Another home run for Glitch, eh? Can't wait to see Gaslight District, a show that was announced in November for Glitch X. See what I did there? Like that transition? Yes, Glitch X premiered in November, and I watched it all live, and it was sick. You know how earlier I said that I was really getting into these shows called Murder Drones, Digital Circus, Lackadaisy, and Hell of a Boss? Well, in this event, the creators of all of those shows, plus Spooky Month's creator, all came out together to talk about the indie animation scene. It was so cool! It is like I found these shows at the perfect time because holy crap, this is awesome. Seeing all these indie creators that I love so much come together to save the animation scene when it needed them most. If there's anything I'm looking forward to in 2024, it's seeing what these revolutionary studios will pump out next. If you're interested, some shows I look forward to are the first seasons of Hazbin Hotel, Lackadaisy, Digital Circus, and Gaslight District. And there's even more, but if I kept going, we'd be here all day. Just know that this is something you can't miss to all animation lovers out there. Okay. Tangent aside, Thanksgiving was in November. We didn't really celebrate Thanksgiving for the actual holiday, but we did make tons of food. Also in November, this was the month where we did the bulk of the filming for Invisible, and annoying crap just kept happening. People tell me they can't show up last minute, entire scenes get ruined due to grain, and so much more. This was absolutely a learning curve for me as I never struggled this much with a film. But now I know where those struggles came from. It was me. I'm not a good director, and I did fail to properly schedule the shoots far in advance. And when we did shoot, I didn't really plan what shots we were going to do. So we were slow, and we spent far too many hours on this film as a result. And I feel so bad for the talented people who helped me, because I know I could have been better. Also on the Wednesday before break, right after a shoot, I was so burnt out, more than I've ever been. When my dad got me a ride home, I barely had the brain energy to tell myself to get out of the car. It was so rough, and I now know better, but hey, we're still gonna have a decent film as a result. I hope. Moving to December, this month was kinda huge. We finished filming Invisible, I got to watch the Big Bang live event with my friends, and I got great grades for the semester. Also, Geometry Dash 2.2 finally released! Oh my gosh, this is so crazy! Yes, Geometry Dash. While I haven't played it much recently, I still heavily anticipated the 2.2 update that we waited 7 years for. And it finally released! Anyways, I sat down knowing that the hard times have now passed, and that this winter break will be for me. I will work on stuff such as editing Invisible, but I will make sure that self-care is always the top priority. So, with that mindset, this break was amazing. This is the first time where my mind could finally rest. Also, this was a good time for me to crank up some uploads for this channel, such as this video. It was exactly what I needed, and I didn't even mention Christmas once in that list of positives for this month. That was just the most delicious cherry on top. And now we're here, the end of 2023. I learned what I wanted to do. I surpassed my filming skills with a huge learning experience along the way. And I just had a far more positive and healthy mindset. Do I have more growing to do? Absolutely. But I would say that this year showed my greatest self-growth yet. With that said, I feel I should explain the absence of uploads this year. This was my first year without a single episode of Magical Odyssey since its premiere, and I've only managed to post 6 videos this year, not counting the individual parts of vlogs as individual uploads. And there's one real reason. I moved on. I love this channel to death, and I will still put out uploads for the years to come, but I've kind of accepted that it's silly to keep this channel as my top priority. I have film competitions to submit to, colleges to apply for, and I don't have as much time for YouTube as I did in freshman year. But please know that I never forgot about you guys, and I am so proud that we've come this far together. And even though I haven't been interacting much with this community or uploading too many videos, I check my channel every single day just to see if somebody commented, or just to look at the massive list of videos and people that just supported me over the years. It's so crazy to see how far we've come, and seriously, thank you for taking me on this journey. And I am certain that this isn't the end. But anyway, that's enough about me. Now I want to hear from you guys. Tell me how your 2023 was in the comments below. No, this isn't for the algorithm. This is just genuine curiosity. Anywho, now we step into the new chapter of our lives, 2024. This year has been so incredible on all accounts, and honestly, I think that if we step into 2024 with a positive self-belief and outlook on the world, I believe it could be even better. So from the bottom of my heart, goodbye 2023. You changed my life and so many others as well. And now is the time to step into the future I've been fearing my entire life. But now, I'm going to be stepping into it with excitement more than anything else. This new year will be huge for all of us, so let's make it a good one together.